calling the meeting to order on Tuesday, November 15th at 6 o'clock p.m. We're meeting at the Cedar Creek Township Hall, and the meeting will be posted on our website within usually the next business day. Let's see. Lorraine, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let's see, I think everyone is familiar with our protocol here, so I'm not going to go through that. However, we said, would you please go ahead and call the roll?
Bob Wright,
Here.
Heather Jarvis, here. Linda Arts,
Here,
Jamie Bidwell, here.
and Brian Beeman is excused.
I forgot.
All right, could I please have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'm gonna make that motion.
I'll support.
Any concerns or discussion? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. Captain Brown. Everyone is familiar in this township with Captain Brown. He's been with us on many, many occasions and helped us with a number of important projects to Cedar Creek Township. The most recent, which is the school resource officer. So with that, I would like you to go ahead and introduce, please.
All right, well, it's good to be back again. I know I said last time I was here, but I very much love this board. I love the people here, and they've been wonderful to me, so thank you for such a warm introduction. Today, we are culminating our school resource officer project with the introduction of our new resource officer. He was one of several that applied for the position, and he is definitely the type of personality we're looking for. Just the right guy. He's service oriented. He aims to please. He's going to go the extra mile for you, and I think you're going to be extraordinarily happy with him. So our new, what I call the school resource / PINS Partners Neighborhood Safety Community Officer, Deputy Anthony Lindell. Anthony.
Thank you all very much for giving me an opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Anthony Lindahl. I graduated from Western Michigan University in 2015 with a bachelor's in criminal justice, and then finished the police academy for Grand Valley in 2018. I started my law enforcement career in 2018 and started with the Sheriff's Department here in Muskegon in 2019. Since then, I've worked both the court services as well as the road division. So now I'll be moving into the school resource as well as the PINS position covering Blue Lake and Cedar Creek Township. Give it a little bit of background of who I am. I was a guest teacher, a substitute teacher for several years in the Kalamazoo and Muskegon area before becoming a police officer. So in addition to interacting with kids in the school setting, I was also a swim coach for several years in the Kalamazoo and Muskegon area, coaching with the Muskegon YMCA swim club. So it's just been very interesting and kind of exciting to see, coming from being a substitute teacher, now going into the law enforcement role, to kind of see some of those kids and trying to help, not necessarily in a bad way, but just to kind of see how they're doing, kind of check in on them, to see what they're doing, how they've been doing, and just kind of seeing how life has been going for them, essentially. So in addition to being a law enforcement officer, I've been sent to several different crisis intervention, the mental health crisis teams trainings, specifically here in Muskegon with the Health West crisis intervention program. I've also been sent to several different programs or schools for like advanced roadside impairment detection, for roadside enforcement. So I'm just really excited to be given this opportunity. So when I'm not in the school resource position, mainly during school hours, if they have days off or something like that, then I'll be patrolling and on the road and covering both Blue Lake and Cedar Creek Township. So, yeah. Is there any questions that you guys have for me that I can try and help answer, at least at this point?
I do.
Okay.
Of course. I taught school.
Okay.
That's how I started my career. And sometimes it wasn't a picnic.
Yes.
I taught in high school.
Okay.
So I can remember the early days when I got transferred to Detroit Public Schools, and that pretty much ended my teaching career because I was not equipped to handle students who saw more of life than I had witnessed at that point. I was 28 at the time. And how do you handle situations like that? Because, I mean, kids can be tough.
Absolutely. So I do agree. Even through my substitute teaching career, I kind of picked up that kindergarten through about third grade-ish, that's just trying to herd a litter of kittens. It's quite tasking. And then on the opposite end, for high school, they're old enough that they have their kind of mindset that they know exactly what they're going to do. When I go in and start calling off attendance, within 2 minutes, I got to go around to my car, grab my homework, I got to go to the bathroom, and that was the last time you ever saw them. So I can understand and relate to that. And that's my hope with this position, because it's kind of my belief with the school resource officer and their role is that if you go to any police agency and talk with the veteran officers, they'll tell you that they've dealt with certain individuals for their entire career and they start dealing with their kids. And so that's my hope, being in this position, to be able to try and kind of break that cycle to help those kids that are struggling. Not necessarily to try and say, all right, what you're doing is wrong, what you've had is completely incorrect, but just to try and help them, show them that there are other opportunities and other options that they can either excel in or even just try. So that's at least my hope in this position, to try and help those kids that are caught in that cycle, to try and break it for them.
Monumental undertaking.
Yes.
I applaud you. Anyone in the audience?
Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone on the board would like to ask questions?
I think I've already asked them.
We are so excited.
Well, thank you.
I know this was so important to members of our community. As I mentioned earlier, when they stood up and they said, please just pay for this position, just pay for it. This is what we want. This is what the community wants and needs. And we were behind this. The board was behind this 100%. It was a unanimous decision. So on behalf of the entire board, congratulations and welcome to our community. Welcome to Holton Public Schools. We are so grateful that you're here and supporting all of us, supporting the community and supporting the children. So thank you
so much.
Anything that we can do to support you, we will too.
And likewise, just holler and I'll be there.
All right, thank you. I will put you on, I have Captain Brown on speed dial.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right, thank you. Sheriff, would you like to?
you know, I guess because this is our third time talking on this topic in the last 2 days, because we're able to meet with both Holton Public Schools and Blue Lake Township, and really, I just wanted to thank you guys for really, making the decision to step up. And I say that, our township programs that we have throughout the county have been very successful, and those communities that have that additional officer there to help support their communities, they, really enjoy the benefit of that. And I think you're really going to see that. And we're always searching for new ways to do things, and with your partnership with another township and a school district, I kind of describe it as that tip of the sword thinking. All right, you guys are really leading the way to make things happen, to be impactful for your community, and that's quite important. Deputy Lindahl, you will have access to him. You'll be able to call him direct. He'll be able to attend meetings. Pretty much whenever we can make it possible, he's going to be here for you. We've really kind of changed the culture at the sheriff's office over the last few years, and we can, you can give me a good person, and we can make him a police officer. Okay, I truly do believe that, and we really worked hard in that culture to hire really good people, good solid people, and a position like this, and not so much, I don't want to say the township position as a community officer, but the school part of it does take a special person, and I think that's part of the conversation that you're having here today, and we got the right guy for that. So I think we're all going to be good there. And then as far as Captain Brown goes, it's nothing, it brings me more pride than knowing I have the confidence in an individual, that when he talks, he's speaking for me, and he's able to do that publicly. He's worked very hard on this whole program here, and like you said, other programs there, and I'll keep him in my back pocket as long as I can. And I'm proud of him and the work he does, and our staff and everything. So once again, thank you for this opportunity for us to work together, and hopefully you see the benefits so much that you might want to expand a little further. So we'll see about that. So.
Well, Sheriff Poulin is up here. I would just like to point out that several years ago, I called the sheriff and I said, I asked him the question, I told him that we were working on the task force, which at that point was, this was for the noise ordinance, and asked who he would recommend and if he had anyone. And it was at that point that he suggested Captain Brown. And it was because of Sheriff Poulin that the relationship with Captain Brown emerged. And so I want to thank you for that. And it literally, all this evolved because of Sheriff Poulin's input and his willingness to loan, actually. You didn't realize, I don't
There's some
think.
hours into this.
Yeah. I don't believe you realized how much time it would end up being that Captain Brown would end up spending at Cedar Creek. So thank you very much for that as well. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Because it did end up to be a very, very significant amount of time that Captain Brown has ended up spending here at Cedar Creek. So thank you very much for your assistance as well.
That's what we're here for. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Okay. We have, you have in your packets the minutes from October 11, the draft board minutes, October 24th, the draft special board minutes, and also the correct heading for the June 1, 22 draft and approved board minutes. What I'd like to entertain here is a special, or two motions, if you would. One for the October minutes and a separate one. It's just to change, it was because we were looking through the minutes and we came across the fact that June 1 should actually not be regular minutes, it should actually say special board minutes. So that just needs to be changed. So I'm looking for a motion.
So I will make a motion that we accept the October 11th regular board meeting minutes, the October 24th special board meeting minutes. Did you want this one in a separate motion?
This special one, and
Okay,
just a
so
separate.
I will make a
and-
motion for these two October meeting minutes.
And I think you mentioned that there
There
were a
are
couple.
just a couple of little typos, so if we can accept them, if we can correct
Yes.
the minor typographical errors after they're approved.
I'll support.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, a motion and the motion has been made, the second has been made as well. No further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved with the edits we'll take care of tomorrow.
Now I will make a motion that we change the wording of the Cedar Creek Township Board meeting from June 1st to read special rather than regular.
Okay.
Support.
Any discussion on that or concern?
No.
All right, then with, any further discussion on that or any concerns? If there's not, then we'll just go ahead and make that change tomorrow. I don't know that we actually even I guess we do need a vote on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And I forgot to say something, too. The State Board of Canvassers met yesterday and today to certify the election. And we know that Dave Stamey won the election, so his term officially begins at noon on November 20th. And so he will be coming into the Township Hall on Monday, the 21st of November. That will be his first day, so welcome, welcome. And with that said, on behalf of the board, we would like to thank Jamie for stepping up to the plate here. She accepted the clerk's position for these past several months, and we want to thank you for the job that you have done. You ran a stellar election here, and you and your team did a great job. So we want to really thank you for that. And Jamie, you had how many people here that came through the Township Hall? No, I mean for the election.
898.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing in this little hall.
Yeah.
So you made it work. So
I had an amazing team.
so congratulations to you and your
Thank
team
you.
for pulling that off. We're proud of you.
Thank
So on behalf of the board, thank you very much. Okay, Heather, treasurer's report.
Okay. Our October 1st, 2022 general fund beginning balance was $1,430,490.91. Revenues totaled $84,602.99. Expenditures totaled $268,200.95, leaving an ending balance of $1,246,892.95.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Heather?
I have none. You do a great job.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
This as well.
She's been hard at work too.
Yeah.
Disbursements.
I haven't.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Nope.
Then may I please have a motion for Jamie to pay the regular monthly bills?
Motion.
Support.
Okay, you're the only one left. Any questions or concerns? Okay, since this is money, may I have a roll call, please?
Wright,
Yes.
Jarvis,
Yes.
Art,
Yes,
Bidwell, yes, and Beeman, excused.
yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Correspondence. Jamie, do you have any correspondence?
Is this what I talk about?
Huh?
I don't believe so. No.
I got a letter from Superintendent Bain. He said, "Dear Supervisor Arts and the Cedar Creek Township Board, on behalf of Holton Public Schools, thank you for your partnership in obtaining the school resource officer to support our students, families, and community. I truly appreciate your leadership, and know that community partnerships like ours have a profound positive impact on the community at large. In great appreciation, Superintendent Bain." So, which we really did appreciate. We met a number of times with Superintendent Bain and Melanie Arbogast from Blue Lake Township to make this all happen. So that was really nice to hear from Adam. And there was also a letter from Game Time from Jeremy Boseman. I think he says Boseman. And it just literally just said, thank you, your grant has been accepted. And he left his phone number if we needed to reach him. And this is for the playground equipment. And he looked forward to working with us in the future. So we're very excited about that and really excited about this playground equipment. So more on that, next, as soon as we talk about the public agenda. So the next order of business is the reminder for department reports, which comes up next month. So I just wanted to remind everyone, I know it's your least favorite thing to do, but department reports, quarterly reports are next month. So public comments, agenda items only, 2-minute limit, please. Public comments. Going twice. Public comments. Going 3 times. Okay, then we're going to move right on to the playground equipment. This is just information only. The equipment will be delivered sometime this winter. It takes when they deliver it, it will take approximately 2 to 3 parking lot spaces. It will be installed sometime in the spring from Sinclair LLC and Game Time. That's the company from which we bought the equipment. And they do the installation, which we need them to do it for insurance purposes. After they install it, then it is up to us to inspect it on a regular basis. The Parks and Rec Committee will be meeting tomorrow, and then we now are going to begin meeting on a regular basis. And we then will begin to talk about what is our inspection schedule going to look like. That's really important for us to establish that as part of our Parks and Recs plan. So that's all on that for right now, but we're really excited about the playground equipment, as will our families that use that playground, so with nothing on it right now. So the DTE expansion plan. I asked Trustee Wright to join me about 3 weeks ago as we had a Zoom meeting with Jonathan Wilson and 2 of the engineers from DTE. And this was in response to a state grant that was being offered. And in talking with them, it was determined that I had read the grant. It was 40-some pages. And I knew that if I applied for this grant, that it would destroy my winning streak, my grant winning streak. I knew that I was not equipped to write this grant. And then in our conversation with DTE, they said they were not equipped to write this grant. That their engineers, that they did not have anyone on staff equipped to write that. Their engineers couldn't do it, that they were going to have to go outside to a highly specialized grant writer. And then I felt a lot better. And I was glad Bob was with me. So they asked us if we would look at the township, which Bob agreed to do, to drive around, kind of survey the township and see where the high density areas in the township were that were still unserved. Bob did do that, and even with that said, and then we're going to, Bob came back with his kind of zone maps. And we're going to call DTE and let them know what those areas are. With that said, I'm not certain that that will be enough to be financially lucrative enough for DTE. It has to be something that, I don't want to second guess them, but the highest density, I think, was 26 houses.
26 right here on Cedar Road.
Yeah. We're going to meet with them. They suggested that we call and meet with them again, but it still has to be enough for them to come in and determine that that's enough houses for them to do what they do. And so we have a great relationship with Jonathan Wilson. He's one of the good guys, but it still boils down to money. And so we're going to, I'll call him and see what we can set up and what their engineers determine, and then we'll take it from there. So that's all we know at this point, but more to follow.
Right.
Okay, the next is Maple River, which is another exciting project that's going on in Cedar Creek Township. The United States Army Corps of Engineers, ACE, sent a survey team to explore the Maple River boundaries. At this point, things are moving much more rapidly than they had thought. The survey consisted of a series of comprehensive elevation measurements taken 20 to 30 feet on each side of the old channel, as well as channel depth measurements. I'm not a scientist, and there's a reason. The team headed back to West Virginia, but they'll be coming back in a week or so to collect more data. So that's what we know right now. But I can tell you that Scott Faulkner from the Muskegon Watershed Assembly is really pleased, and no one expected that this would be moving this rapidly at this point. So they thought this was going to drag on for a lot longer and move much more slowly than it is. No one anticipated it would go like this. So, okay. The Ryerson zone, no, periodic, it's up to you, Heather. Sorry, I jumped the gun. I almost left you your periodic. Something so exciting as a periodic redetermination.
Yes. Okay, so this is our, this will be the third year that the Don Snow subdivision special assessment is occurring. And so we had to, just like we did last year, we had to coordinate with the attorney and set up a resolution for this upcoming tax year. So the special this is to determine the amount of the special assessment that will go on each of the 26 parcels that receive snow plowing services from the township. There is Exhibit A, explains the financials if you're curious. We estimated this coming winter at 26 runs. Last year there were only 6, so I think we're good.
Yes, but who would have thought it's snowing now?
Oh my gosh, I know, don't quote me on that. So the amount of the special assessment this year is $151.79 per parcel. This is the last year that the residents are paying the upfront costs of the administrative, printing, publishing, lawyer fees to set up the special assessment that was split out over 3 years. This is the last year. So next year, they'll only be being assessed for the actual plows and then whatever the attorney fee is for us to do this yearly. So it will be less next year, probably under $100 easily. Does anybody have any questions?
Correct me if I'm wrong on this. This whole thing goes for, is it 7 years or 10 years?
10 years.
10 years, okay.
Yeah, it's 10 years and this is our 3rd year.
Okay.
So I just need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
And I will support, you can't support your own, can you, on this one?
I'll support.
All right, any discussion or concerns on Heather's motion? All right, we're talking money. So
Well, it's not our money. It's
it's their
the re-
money.
It's their, we're determining how much their assessment, they're going to be assessed.
Do you get,
So-
I do have one other question.
Sure.
Do you get many follow-up calls on this?
No, most of the residents, they know about it. This is the third year, they know it's coming. Sometimes they'll ask, if we can give them a good idea of what it's gonna be, so they
Okay.
can kind of be prepared.
Okay. And I have a statement that, a follow-up statement.
Mhm.
This is why it was important to buy the truck.
Yes, because we do the plowing in Don Snow, in the subdivision. So we do the plowing and the residents are assessed for it.
So, okay. So let's just, we can do a
All in favor?
voice vote on this one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I heard everybody. All right, thank you for that. Next on the agenda is the Ryerson zone change. And this is in response to something the Planning Commission has already looked at. And Lorena's with us tonight if we have any other questions, as is Bob, who sits on the Planning Commission. This is ordinance number 2022-10, an ordinance to amend the Township zoning ordinance. The purpose of this ordinance is to amend ordinance 4.2 related to the zoning map. And in particular, the Cedar Creek Township zoning map amended and changed to rezone the rear portion of 4518 Ryerson Road and 4334 Ryerson from forest recreation to R2 low-density residential. The Planning Commission met to review the zoning change request and recommends its approval.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions regarding this at all?
I make a motion that the board supports this.
Okay,
I'll support.
all right. May I have a voice vote on this, please?
All in favor? Sorry, right?
Yes.
Jarvis?
Yes.
Arts?
Yes.
Bidwell? Yes. Beeman? Excused.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, next up is Civic Live Messenger System. And this is, we've been collecting signatures and phone numbers from, we do our Apple Drive for senior millage, our food bag drive from senior millage. And one of the things that we've taken note of, Cheryl has been really good about helping getting that information and getting phone numbers from our seniors. We have noticed that so many of our seniors don't have Facebook. They tell Cheryl they don't have Facebook. She's called them because Cheryl knows everybody in the township. And so we literally have had to work to reach out to so many of our senior citizens. So we decided that one of the things that we would do was start calling them. Andy O'Reilly and I started to talk about there's got to be a better way to, we can't just spend all of our time calling everybody every time we do something. So Andy did some research for us, and he discovered this Civic Live. And in talking, this is with Heather, this is also the school messenger program. It's the same one that Holton Public School uses to alert their parents about the snow days, the parent-teacher conference reminders, early release days, things of that nature. So we're suggesting that Cedar Creek Township consider this as an option for informing our seniors about some of the events that we have going on here in the township. We have, this particular program covers 3,600 citizens at a cost of, $1,912. And for the first year, and the second year it drops to $1,512. And so we essentially could start with our seniors, of which there's supposed to be 800 and some seniors in Cedar Creek Township. And then we could break out and use it for a larger scale audience, you know, if we chose to do that. So I would like to consider that we do this for our township, that we especially do this for our seniors. I think it's an important move. We know that a lot of seniors here are not computer savvy. They one, don't have them, two, aren't computer savvy, and we need a better way to reach out to that group of individuals. So I would call for a motion to approve this
I'll
program.
make a motion.
I'll support.
Is there any discussion or concern regarding this program?
I was looking at it and I thought it was kind of cool. One of the options is to take surveys. Thought that would be handy when you're trying to decide how best to help the seniors, is to do a survey and find out what their needs are. So I thought that was a neat thing.
And if I'm not mistaken, Andy's gonna help us figure this out.
I'm sure he will.
You gotta love
Sure
Andy.
he will.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and we've discussed it. Could I have a roll call? We're spending money, so I do need a roll call on this.
Right?
Yes.
Jarvis?
Yes.
Arts?
Yes.
Bidwell? Yes. Human excused.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. I think this is an exciting thing for the people in our township, for the seniors in our town, for all of us, because I think it has greater applications than just our seniors. So I think that's exciting. Okay, pay structure for cleaning staff. Jamie, I'm going to ask you to help me with this when we get, you know, I'm going to ask for a little bit of your input here. The cleaning staff is currently paid on a per diem basis, and Lindsay, who does our cleaning and has been with us for 3 years without a raise. Jamie, did I mention that it's $50? Did I mention that? I don't know. She is per diem basis at $50. Jamie did some research for us, and we are really underpaying her. And she sometimes brings someone else in to clean as well, to help her clean. So it's my understanding that she sometimes, the very least she ever cleans for is 1 hour. I mean, she occasionally will work 1 hour when we've been really neat, which if you've ever seen my part of the office, you'll know that doesn't happen very often. But her normal cleaning time is approximately 3 hours. So, Jamie, would you kind of tell us what you did to explore the cleaning rates?
I went and did a survey of 5 independent cleaners from like Facebook and out of the newspaper and off from different websites to ask them how much it would cost for them to come into a building our size, with how many rooms that we have. And it was on average between $100 and $150 just to come in here. And I also went and I called 5 different businesses with actual cleaning businesses and they were between $150 to $200 just to start. I went to Mary Maid's and a couple of places out of Fremont and Muskegon, so I did spread it around very far from our area just to see, you know, in rural areas and in the city what it would be different. But what I found was that we were very, very underpaying our cleaning staff, and I know that when I spoke to Lindsay, she really felt underappreciated and kind of invisible. So it's very important for us to make her feel heard, and I know by talking to her about this, she does. And she's very excited about all this and thinks that it is a great compromise between us getting a good deal and her getting a good deal. So I'm really excited about this.
So what we're proposing is that we're recommending that if she worked 1 hour, she would be paid $50. She would never leave the township without making less than $50. That would be the least she would ever make. If she worked 2 hours, so her hourly rate would be $40. She would make $80 for 2 hours or $120 for 3 hours. She never walks out of here with less than $120. So, so that would be my suggestion. So that seems like a fair compromise, $40 an hour for someone to do cleaning. She comes in here once a week, and
She cleaned up for the elections also.
well, we're asking. I'm going to ask for a separate motion for that.
Okay.
So, because I have to separate the two. So again, it's not $50 for the first hour. It's literally $40 an hour, but she would make,
Or
if she
flat
only
rate.
works 1 hour, she would make $50. So, so I'm asking for a motion to pay her $40 per hour, but if she works 1 hour, she makes $50 an
A
hour.
flat rate, yeah, her flat rate.
With her flat rate.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
All right, any discussion or concern?
I just have a question. When you were doing your survey, I don't know how this works. Do they typically, does the business or the home supply the cleaning supplies, or does the
They actually
cleaner-
do,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I found on 7 out of the 10 places I called did supply the cleaning supplies and like brooms, vacuums, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also paper towel and soaps, and the 3 that I contacted that did not, they charged an extra $50.
Oh, okay.
So they were actually charging you on top of your just to come in
Because
and
they
clean.
have to go and
They
buy
have to,
stuff. And,
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. I was just curious.
no, that's
Good
yeah.
question.
Yeah, I covered a lot of stuff, but I probably annoyed them because I was very nosy. You know, I counted all of our rooms and made sure they knew exactly. Well, I didn't know exactly how big the building was, but I told them how many rooms that we had, hall and hallway and, you know, kitchen and bathrooms and
Mm-hmm.
offices, and counted each of our offices as a separate office because that's what they consider. If there's doors separating, it's a separate office. So it was pretty extensive.
I appreciate that.
Well, I wanted to make sure we got a good deal.
Okay, we have a motion and a second and a support, so any further discussion?
No.
All
So
right,
is this are we making this effective today? So
That's
starting
what I
the
was gonna
19th?
ask for her next pay. Would this be effective for her next payday on the 30th?
I would think so.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, once we vote on this is,
I'm just checking to see if we need to.
oh, you
amend
did?
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm wondering where your head
Yeah.
was.
I didn't think of it before. I was just sitting here
Okay.
thinking, wait,
Oh.
we better make sure we have enough money in there.
We did.
Okay.
Because we pay We paid for the grounds, maintenance out of the same line.
Okay,
So I just wanna make sure, we may need to do a budget amendment. We
I did
have,
forget to meet with you yesterday about that.
so I just estimated 18 more weeks until the end of the fiscal year at potentially.
can you do a
100
budget amendment next month?
Yeah, so
Okay.
right, it looks like we'll be okay, as long as we don't have a lot of stuff going on the grounds right now.
Well,
All eyes on Ron.
Right, yeah, okay. We'll keep an eye on it.
yeah,
We'll keep an
okay,
eye on it.
okay,
Yep.
okay. All right, so, roll call, please.
Right?
Yes.
Jarvis?
Yes.
Arts?
Yes.
Bidwell? Yes. And Beeman
Okay,
excused.
motion carries, thank you. But we need to do, Lindsay worked 5 hours cleaning the hall for the election, which means she was paid $50 for that. So what I would like to do is add an additional $80 to her check for cleaning the hall for election.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Any discussion? All right, we've had motion and a second, and no further discussion. Could I have a roll call on that, please?
Right?
Yes.
Jarvis?
Yes.
Arts?
Yes.
Beeman excused and Bidwell. Yes.
Mo- Okay, motion carries, thank you. All right, then, next on the agenda is the Cedar Creek Township's portion of the parent drain assessment.
So we received an invoice from the County of Muskegon for an at-large assessment for parent drain. So I emailed the drain commissioner to ask her for a little more information. And she said that this is, she said by law, they're supposed to have some funds in for each drain as an emergency. And so the most they can assess per mile is $2,500. And so they were doing that, and we are assessed $250 for our portion. There are also 19 parcels in the township of residents who are being assessed for the same drain. So I need a motion to pay the township portion of the parent drain assessment.
Make a motion?
Support.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none, can we have a roll call? We're spending money.
Right?
Yes.
Jarvis?
Yes.
Arts?
Yes,
Bidwell? Yes. And Beeman excused.
okay.
And then because we did not know we were gonna be assessed for a drain this year, we didn't budget for it, so we need to do a budget amendment to move $250 from our contingency to our drains contracted services account. So we need a
I'll
motion
make
for
a
that.
motion for that.
Okay.
I'll support.
Jamie supported. And, well, there's not gonna be any discussion, we have to do it.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That's just one of those, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Now I can pay it.
Now you can pay it. Okay, board comments. Bob?
Start with Jamie.
Jamie? Do you have any board comments?
No.
No? Don't you want to sing how much you've enjoyed being with us?
I have very much enjoyed the last 11 and a half months with everybody here. Very much. I've already had an emotional day where I have boo-hooed myself. I want to thank you guys for helping me grow. It was a very exciting and knowledgeable experience here. And I'm very happy to be a part of a very big family.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. Bob?
Going back to natural gas, I don't want our residents to think that we're gonna give up on them, but I don't quit this piece of paper is over 100 people that I think could use natural gas.
I
and
agree.
We're gonna do our doggone best to get it done.
We're still championing, I can't even say that.
Championing.
We're still working for him, how's that? We're trying to make it happen, so.
And Jonathan seems to be a great guy to work
He
with.
is.
So
He
he's
is.
looking for ways
Yeah.
for us as well, so.
Yeah.
So Heather, don't give up.
I
Cause
can't.
if we
I
can get
can't,
it, it'll
no.
go right by your house.
It's too late.
Well, not for some.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing.
Do you have any comments?
Just that soon Cindy and I will be printing and folding and stuffing everyone's Christmas cards there.
Is that what you call them now?
That's what Jerry Bean always called it, his Christmas cards. So prepare yourselves, your tax bills are coming.
And I have, we will be doing the senior millage food bags again in December, and they were so well received this year. And one of the things that Cindy Briggs just was so touched. She carried out a lot of food bags, and she was really touched by the reception that our seniors had when they received those food bags. So when people say thank you, you don't know how much this means to us. It really does tug at your heartstrings. And Cindy, because Cindy carried out a yeoman's share of those bags, she knows she was the one that they said thank you to more than once. And I want, well, first of all, I want to thank you because you're the one that carried them out.
Thank
you. So we'll keep you posted when those bags are going to. We've worked with Jack's, and so they did the ordering of the groceries, and they're supposed to be coming in December. We'll let you know. Andy will keep us posted on Facebook when the bags are ready, and we're going to hopefully have our messenger system up and ready, and we will let people know. We'd also like to thank Fred and Carrie Assink for the donation of the toys, which was a welcome addition to the last food bag. Our seniors really love those, so thank you to them. We really appreciate that donation. So that's all I've got. So now we're on to public comments. Would anyone in the audience like to say something? Yes?
I just want to thank Jamie. And I'm trying not to get emotional.
Oh.
She took on one heck of a job.
Yes.
And I know from being there for 15 years how much work that job really consists of. And you deserve a pat on the back because you stepped up and you did what needed to be done.
Thank you, Stephanie.
And I'm very, very proud of you. And Mr. Stamey, I wish you the best. I hope things go smoothly for you. You won't have your hands full, but you'll get it. I promise. And I'd like to thank the board for everything. Some of the things I see that you've done since I've retired is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for filling in on some of the things that we had happen and
Well,
straightening it
after you
out.
work for
We
a community,
appreciate it.
Yeah, for 15 years, you don't walk away from them. So
Thank you,
I'm glad
Steph.
I could help.
Thank you. We really appreciate your assistance. We really do.
But you guys are doing a great job, so
Thank you. Any other public comments? Going twice.
Lorraine's got some.
Lorraine has a comment.
She does.
Did
I-
you, it's a question, but I know you're not supposed to answer questions.
I
Did
will if
Did
it's,
you misspeak when you said
I might
Lindsay
have.
worked 5 hours, so she was getting an extra $80?
we paid her we paid her the flat rate, but this was for the election. So,
So that would be, oh, I see
I
what
thought
you're
it was
saying.
40.
It was
Dollars
two,
an
it was
hour.
I thought
two
maybe you
extra
misspoke.
hours on top of her regular cleaning is
Yeah.
what it was.
We
It wasn't 5 extra hours. It was her normal 3 hours and an extra 2 to clean for my elections.
I just,
Yeah,
I know.
I thought.
It was
maybe you
confusing.
misspoke, so-
no,
Okay.
My question, so thank you.
yeah,
My question, so thank you. You got my.
yeah. So she's, yeah,
Just a quick note,
yes,
thank you for doing that, because when I started here 16 years ago, that's what we were paying then. So you definitely needed to increase it, so good job.
yeah. When, we did listen. So, and Jamie said something, and quite frankly, she is invisible, and I said, you know what, she is, I've never seen her.
You're not supposed to.
But that's what Jamie said, but quite frankly, the reality was, I've never met her, I've never seen her, and that's a problem. And that can slip by when you've never seen someone, you've never met them, and until somebody speaks up,
You don't know.
you don't know. So I'm glad somebody spoke up, and I'm glad we acted on it. So it's about time. So thank you, board. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you for the action. So with that, could I have a motion to, is there somebody else?
Oh no.
I'll make a motion.
I will
Okay,
support.
all right. We are adjourned at 6:55.